Today in this video, I am actually doing a review again. Yay! I stopped doing reviews a while back just because I really wanted to explore my channel and do lots of different things that I enjoy doing and kind of see what sticks. Honestly, I haven't really picked one thing or decided, but I really like doing reviews. I love watching movies, so I thought I would just get back into doing this again and just kind of see how it goes. I've been seeing a lot of movies, so there's a lot of reviews that I need to catch up and do, but I'm gonna go ahead and start with Black Box, which I just watched yesterday on Amazon Video. So if you haven't, I would highly recommend you actually check out this movie. I thought it was a really good movie. And lately, that's been really hard for me to say. I have not been seeing any movies that are inspiring or, make me want to do a review. And I guess that's like, when you do a review, it's either two things. It's either a movie was so bad that it inspired you to do a review, like a bad one, or the movie was really good that inspired you to do a good one. So this is, the movie basically is about a man who suffers a very traumatic accident. He loses his wife in a car accident, and he suffers really bad brain damage that is was supposed to kill him, basically. And then he comes back, to life after the coma and starts to go back into his normal day. The only problem is that he has severe amnesia and he just can't remember day-to-day things like picking up his daughter, the hand greeting that he used to do with her, and this is how the movie opens up, the effects of what happened and him struggling. The one thing that I want to mention in this film that I loved is the pacing. A lot of times when you watch a film that is long and the pacing's not right, and it's a lot of like boring dialogue and things like that, and it's not engaging, it can seem a lot longer than it should be, and this makes the film very boring. At no point in time did I feel like the film was boring, or was I reaching for my phone to check my messages real quick. I was full into the movie, very invested, and it's been a long time since I've seen a film like that. The film has a very somber feel to it. There's a lot of there's like a slow, like kind of creepy mystery to it as he starts to dig deeper and deeper into his subconscious through the help of his doctor, who decides to try a new radical treatment on him, which is like hypnosis, but then it ends up getting a little bit deeper than that. The machine that she uses is called a black box, and that's what transports him into his head, and he tries to basically search for memories that can help him get back to himself. Along the lines, though, it takes an unexpected turn where as you start to uncover the mysteries with him, you realize that it's not the actual person that you thought it was, and it ends up being the doctor's son, who manages to implant her dead son subconscious into this man who was thought to have been brain dead. Once the son realizes this, he then starts to, try to take over this person's body and go back to his normal life, because that's pretty much what the mother makes him feel like he has to do. It wasn't really about him like starting over in his new life. It was more about just like being the son that she wanted him to be, expected him to be, all these expectations and things like that. And then you start to also uncover that the son has horrible, he's an abuser, basically. He's a piece of shit that abuses his family, his wife, his daughter. And then you start to basically now, it's funny, you went from uncovering like the secrets of this guy, the first guy, to then actually seeing the secrets of the second guy. And I loved every second of it. There's this very creepy vibe to it, because the entire time the film is going on, and as he starts to go deeper and deeper, there's like this creepy spider looking creature that it's almost like the Grudge, like that, where he has this like weird spider looking man that's all deformed, like coming at him, and he doesn't know what it is, and she keeps convincing him it's your mind, it's making a blockade, blah blah blah. Come to find out, it's the original guy who's still alive and fighting for his body. I really loved how the movie kept you like guessing. I love movies that have a mystery to it, and you kind of takes you a while to figure it out. Like, I got to it before the movie was like boom, But I loved that it did take me a while to get there, and I didn't automatically like know what was happening. And everything, like the characters and all that, the acting was amazing. The child actress, I have to say, was really freaking good, which is really hard to find. A lot of times I watch movies with child actresses and they're just, or actors and actresses, and they're just not up to par. And they take you out of the whole movie. It's very obvious. Like I've seen several shows that have done this and several movies. Raising Dion is probably the worst I've ever seen. If you've never checked out that series, check it out. And just, yeah, it's just bad. It can take you out of the whole movie. It can take you out of the whole experience. But this little girl does such a good job of emulating this strength, but also this very like this sadness to her, but that she's also trying to take care of her dad and she's very patient with him. It's just great. She does such a good job, especially towards the end of the film where her character really needs to now pipe up, you know, and go into that emotional role that helps to eventually bring this man out. She just did a really good freaking job, and it was great. It was wonderful. I loved it. For the music, it was good. It wasn't anything like outstanding, you know, it wasn't anything that kind of made me feel like, damn, I need this. It was good. It was good. It went very well. There wasn't a lot of those stupid like jump scare moments where I hate that when you're watching like a creepy film or whatever, like a thriller / whatever kind of film, and they do those like dins or doon or ding. Like it's like a loud, like I can't stand those. And although Insidious is my favorite horror series ever, they're infamous for doing that. And I can't stand it. But this film only does it like maybe once or twice. And it's not obsessive. And it goes really well with what's going on. And other than that, it's just this nice somber, like I said, very like somber, goes with the moments, not obnoxious, but there. And once again, just adds to the whole thing as a unit. The story, like I said, I found it to be very intriguing. Is it something that we've never seen before? No, but it is told it's told in its own way. And I think how everything is set up, and they explain just enough. They don't go into deep sciences of how the black box works and blah, blah, all the crap you don't care about. They know you don't care about it. So they just go deep into telling you just a quick thing of what it is. And you just go into the movie, and it's just great. I hate when they do the full. And so psychic energy, what we did is we harnessed the psychic energy and the protons, and the several protons, you know, usually it's a 55 proton, but with the 75 proton, we managed to connect the electrons that we needed to get the thermostat. I don't, what are we going to do with that knowledge? Like, it's so random. Like, you know what I mean? We're not actually sitting there like scientists going, no, that doesn't add up. Like, we don't fucking care. Just tell us what the fucking thing does, and that's it. So this movie's really good at just cutting to the chase and just involving you in this story and really trying to get you to empathize with this man, which I did, which once again, you know, it's been really hard to get my emotions, but I cared. I cared about this man. I cared about, you know, his connection. And even though it wasn't much, because I don't feel like we didn't get much of this first guy, but I cared so much about his life. I rooted for him, even though I really don't feel like I knew him too much or too long, because the other guy just takes over kind of quickly. And then you see a little bit more of his life and what led to him dying. But like, I was actually invested in both of them. I actually felt sad for the bad guy, even though like he was a piece of shit. I felt sad that he was a product of his mother's high expectations, and I feel like it's a very relatable thing where kids are thrown these expectations of their parents, and it really does mess up their life, and parents don't see that. And it was exactly like that. Like, you know, like it's a very relatable thing that personally I feel too I felt in my life, and it was doing multiple things. You know, it was like, you know, you gotta be grateful for your life, and you gotta be grateful for the people that you love. And, you know, it's not just teaching you or showing you one thing. I feel like it shows you multiple things. It gets you to really think. And it's great. I haven't seen a film like that in a while. And I was just like, oh, thank God. Sometimes I click on films and I'm like, But I thank God this film was not like that. And I'm so glad I gave it a chance. If I got anything bad to say about the film, and I mean, this is subjective, but kind of the way the teacher treated him, they very clearly tell you that he just went through this 6 months ago. Like 6 months ago, he lost his wife. And for the teacher to be so like, I don't know if that's how they really are. The teacher was just very unempathetic or unsympathetic, unempathetic. Just get your life together. You know, this is the third time. We're going to get child services involved. Like, this man just fucking came out of a coma, survived a horrible accident, lost his wife, and you're telling him to get it together? It's only been 6 months that I'm aware of. I'm pretty sure they said it was 6 months. I could have been wrong, because then my fiance was like, no, babe, it's been 2 years. No, that was the other guy. Anyways, it was only 6 months that I'm pretty sure this accident happened. The lady who was like watching his daughter, I don't know if she's the principal, a teacher, whatever, but she was just so rude. And I don't know, I feel like in real life, they'd be a lot more understanding. Like I said, it's only been 6 months. This man just got out of a coma, trying to go back to his normal life, trying to go back to his job. You know he has severe amnesia. And she's just like, third time, get your shit together. And every time she saw him, it was just like this. Lady, Sharon, Karen, 6 months? You really expected him to just get his life like, no, like, especially with somebody who had severe amnesia and had a brain injury. Like, I'm sure they knew. I'm sure this wasn't a secret. Anywho's. But to me, yeah, I think that's my biggest gripe. I'm sure there's other things in the film that somebody would be like, well, that didn't make any sense, or that wasn't right. I thought everything was necessary. I don't think that there was any information that was given that wasn't needed. You know, I felt like there was enough little moments with his friends and his daughters so that we could kind of create that connection to them. Like, for instance, the whole like when he's trying to get the handshake with her, and how they kept bringing that back in the film. And at first I was just like, okay, where's this going? But it served a purpose, because that was her way of knowing that he was back. It was a very like it was that kind of moment where you're like, oh my god, that's like they were doing it. That's just like little things like that, you know, like putting those little things, trickling those little breadcrumbs in the film, and then it later meaning something. I just thought that was great. And actually then, of course, this movie was executively produced by Jason Blum, who has actually become one of my favorite producers. Everything so far that I've seen from him, I really like. He makes like horror. He makes horror series, but he also does like things like this, you know, where he does like mysteries, supernaturals. He's very into things like that, and I'm all for it. And like I said, so far everything I've seen from him has been like, so he's slowly becoming one of my favorites. And it's just because I feel like he just gets it. He's not there to just scare you. He's there to kind of make you think really deep about ghosts and spirits and possibilities. And there's stories involved. There's not just scaring. I can't stand horror films where they're just there to scare you. There's just nothing else. There's no deeper meaning. There's no struggle. There's no fight. I just can't stand it. I feel like it's so like boring. It's so boring, and it's so like, okay, you know, like that. I hate the way horror is, and the way that the industry is with that, where it's just so like a quick scare so that you can get money. The cash grab, the whole that. Like, anywho's. But this is my kind of genre, where these are stories that are like supernatural stories. They make you think a little bit deeper, a little bit, you know, love it. The end of the film is, I think, very smart too, in a sense, because it also goes to show that there's not always a happy ending. And in this case, the mother still being hell-bent on bringing her son back, not learning her lesson, lost her job and everything. But at the end, she's still sitting there trying to bring her son back, when he made the decision to say, that's it, you know, I had my chance. I was a horrible person. Like, whatever. He just came to the decision that he didn't deserve life. This person did. And that was so amazing for him to come to that conclusion himself, to just understand that he was wrong and make that decision. But his mother wasn't willing to accept it and let him go. It's like at the end you're happy, but you're also like, it's just real. It's just realistic. There's a lot of parents who don't get it. And at the end, like I said, I found myself very invested and very just like, wow. So I'm gonna go ahead and score Black Box a 4 out of 5. Guys, I hope that you really enjoyed this review. If you have seen this movie before, I would love to hear your thoughts. I will catch you guys on the next one. See ya!